guys, what's going on? Sincere here, whoissincere.com, Anon Radio Live, and the All Rights Matter show. Finished my show tonight. It's a hell of a show that we actually had. Hope you tuned into it. A little bit dark in here. I don't feel like getting up, turn on the lights. I'm streaming the Democratic debate on TYT, on the Young Turks channel on YouTube. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've never seen a Democratic debate like this. This is ridiculous. Bernie Sanders is destroying Hillary Clinton on stage. And I mean, he's saying everything that the American public is truly feeling. And, I'm not really behind any of the candidates, especially I believe Bernie Sanders needs to tell us a little bit more about how he feels about this global carbon tax. I'm not with that at all, not even 1%. But everything else that he's saying is absolutely dead on. It's absolutely right. We are behind in the world. The rest of the world has free health care for their, citizens and all kinds of great things. And there's other economies that are flourishing well beyond ours now. And it's becoming sad now for us to hold on to archaic ideas and beliefs that we can keep doing things the same way and, getting a better result. That's the definition of insanity. So if we look at the model and the design of other countries, we can see where creating public, colleges and university within the public education system, in turn offering those colleges for free, where that makes sense as far as growth in education for future generations, and taxing on, the futures gains from Wall Street and also the carbon industry as far as the gas industry. All these things make sense, and there's a lot of people that don't want to talk about it. Billionaires like Donald Trump that will not talk about certain things. They'll keep telling you, we're going to make America great again. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. But none of them have the detailed plans and will back them with the kind of heart and resilience that Bernie does. And TYT is busting their ass right now. They have caught the mainstream media red-handed. And the debate is back on right now. I don't have it really. I'm going to actually put it on streaming live here in a second. But they've been caught red-handed. TYT has pretty much shown how they've taken the headlines from Fox and from CNN. They've, made Hillary Clinton look like she is this grand, amazing, wonderful person, and that, she's been doing super well this debate. And that is completely not the truth. I mean, Bernie Sanders has been destroying Hillary Clinton. I have never seen such a one-sided debate ever. I mean, Bernie is on his game tonight, and I mean, it is really looking bad it's looking bad, really, really bad. And if mainstream media tries to pull this off with another lie, I don't think it's going to work, because I think there's a lot of people watching. Just this broadcast right here, 21,233 people watching right now just on TYT. Imagine how many millions are watching in the United States right now. So with that being said, he just won a large part of her fan base, a very large part. And he probably won a few Republicans too tonight. I'm just going to keep it real with you. So I'm going to try to put this on live. Maybe you can hear it. I'm doing this from my cell phone, so I can't really see anything. Like, I don't know if it's even going up. I don't know what's going on. I'm just watching it, listening, and trying to give you guys what I'm seeing in real time as I'm seeing it. But Bernie, the crowd is going nuts right now. For this guy to not have a single dollar from Wall Street, the largest campaign in history ever funded by the people, I mean, he has that room on fire. All right, it's done. All right, guys. I'm going to post up some key points probably a little bit later on. I just wanted to be one of the first ones, honestly, to get to you what was going on in the last few minutes of the debate. Chink is talking about it now with the rest of his cast, but Bernie Sanders completely annihilated Hillary Clinton on the fact of, I mean, he went back and forth on her, on the fact that she should release her campaign speech, on the fact of how much money the big bankers are spending on her super PAC special interest groups. Every angle where she's involved in bed with the big pharmaceutical companies and the big bankers, Bernie Sanders just pretty much demolished her on. And she had really no legitimate comebacks, and she was reeling back so hard she was even defending the bailouts, and and Bernie, of course, with class, he comes back and talks about, well, it's time for them to bail us out now. And, the room just, they went wild. I mean, it was, people get it. They understand that. I think they're starting to understand what Bernie is saying now. Like, wait a second, we keep funneling all our money away to these government institutions and to these big bankers, and we're not getting any kind of payout. We're not getting anything back. Wait a second, this isn't making sense. Why aren't we getting anything in return? So people are starting to see that, and they're starting to listen to what he's actually saying as far as, we want a return on this investment. We've been investing for years, our blood, sweat, tears, money, whatever infrastructure and has needed, we have given as a people, and it's time that they pay it back now. Period. There's no other way of looking at that. It's not about, oh, well, they should be able to make the profits that they make as a business. Yeah, that's true. But when you're practicing low wages, when you're practicing getting through all the loopholes, when you're doing all of these things and you're not playing your fair share, you're playing your role in an economy, then eventually, the time is going to come. You're going to get that knocking at the door, and it's time for them to answer the call now. Us as Americans, we're subjected to it. We don't get to decide how our taxes lay out. They're going to take them according to how they take them. It's not the same case for corporations. They have very expensive people that they pay to do this, and a lot of time the government ends up stuck paying taxes back to corporations that should have been paying into taxes. But because they've structured their business in ways to make it look like they have losses instead of profits, as they continue to profit in the millions deceptively, then we are stuck with that bill. Okay? So we have been getting stuck with the bill of corporations and raped for our labor and paid less than what we're worth for a long time. And for, anybody that's going to stick up and say, hey, wait a second, this needs to stop. And not only does it need to stop, in a sense, these corporations need to pay reparations, if you will. We're going to get them to start paying into what they've already destroyed and what they've already, listen, when you take the taxpayers' money and like for the bailout and stuff, when you take our money, well, all that's really saying is now that takes away from us and our abilities to be able to do anything, our abilities to be able to, our abilities to be able to grow and prosper and decide how we want to spend our money. So we didn't get a chance to decide on that, whether we wanted to bail out banks that had already screwed us over. Nobody got a chance to decide on that as the American people. And that's what I believe the American people should be fighting against. I apologize for the ambulance going by. So when the American people start to realize and stand up and they become unified with each other, that's when you're going to start to see true change. Okay, when your leader can tell you, and I'm not saying Bernie is this person, but he's leaning most in a direction towards this person. But when your leader can tell you that you have the power, that you have the constitutional power and the means to be able to bring change, and that you can stand behind true change in this world, and then give you the path to be able to do it. Not just say it, but give you the path to be able to do it. That makes sense. then that's something that, we should invest time into considering and looking at. Anything else, anything that deals with demeaning another group of people or demeaning folks and putting people down and playing bullyish childhood games. Look, I'm 6'5" and 225 pounds. I don't have to bully anybody, and I don't believe in bullying people. When I look at some of these people that get on stage and they try to just be bullies, that doesn't play well with how I see our country. We're not a bully. We don't need to be a bully. We have a lot of class, and with that class, there comes a certain amount of power. We need to exercise it in that fashion and be the world's power, but with class. And anybody that can exercise that capability and realize that the class is going to lie within the value and the worth that the people feel through their power in the whole decision-making process, that's a good person. That's a good leader if we're going to have a person that's willing to look for those kind of that's willing to promote those kind of ideas, if you will. So this is a very interesting time period, 2016. It's going to set the stage for many things, and I guess while I'm live, I'm going to tell you a little something. These elections are going to be special, guys. I am making the prediction right now that these elections are the general elections. When we get down to the general elections, they're going to be very special in the fact that I believe that there is going to be some kind of a threat. I don't know what it is yet, but because of the tension that this race is providing throughout all the different factions and groups in America, I believe that this is going to be one of the most tense situations that we've ever seen at the voting polls. And we never see that at our polls. Well, we do see it all the time, actually, especially in the African-American communities, the Democratic African-American communities. But I believe we're going to notice something a little bit different this time. And I believe that our government and our elite are going to try to capitalize on this newfound fear, if you will. So we have to be aware of, what the elite are always planning ahead for us. While we have our eyes on the current and the now, they always are 20 steps ahead. So I'm looking at this election year as we may actually have some problems, and we need to be wary of the things that we may be up against this election season. So I'll be talking about that a little bit more in a separate video that I'll do sometime tonight or tomorrow. But that'll be talking about what's going to happen if there's a terror threat at the polls. If ISIS is involved at the polls or something. You notice that ever since the election season has been running, we've had a very large, there's been a huge lack of ISIS threats. Anybody else notice that? It's like ISIS went on a huge vacation ever since last summer. They've just been hanging out, not really making any threats towards the United States anymore. Just kind of over there in the Middle East killing their own brothers and sisters. Okay? Anybody following me? Do you see what's going on here? Realize that ISIS is nothing more than a controlled beast. That's all. It's a controlled arm of the elite to keep fear, tension, terror levels. Okay? That's what you're watching with that. So, it would not surprise me. It would not shock me with what's going on in this election cycle if there was something that happened at the polls that would threaten to affect the numbers and the turnout of voters. So keep your eyes open for that. Realize that you heard it here on, on my channel, on whoissincere.com, on the All Rights Matter show, A9 Radio Live, all the things I represent. Because we're keeping an eye on everything, and not just the Oregon situation and a few others going on, but everything. There's a financial collapse that's happening globally. We're keeping our eyes on that. So keep your eyes open, guys. But watch out for these headlines tomorrow. Bernie Sanders just, man, it was like watching an old school wrestling match back in the 90s or something like that, or watching the Ultimate Warrior once again when I was a kid. It was that good. I mean, it was like, because we all know that Hillary Clinton is just, we all know that she is a crook. But when you look at Bernie Sanders, I mean, come on, Jesus. That man has 40 years of civil rights experience of fighting for the right reasons. 40 years as an older white man. That's crazy. Do you understand how crazy that is? When you have somebody that's been in office and for the totality of their career, you can find pictures of them chained with black people to structures. For the totality of that man's career, he has been fighting for the lesser man, has never had an allegiance to the higher powers. That is ballsy. That's American. That's real. You have to give credit where credit is due. He's not influenced by Mao or Hitler, or has none of those qualities, has none of those traits. Calm tone and is of the people, listens to the people, and has always fought with the people, and has never done anything to the contrary of that. How can you deny that? How can you literally deny that? We are in a time where people are calling bad good and good bad. These are dangerous, dangerous times where the reputations of good people, good reputations, are looked at as bad, even though there's nothing bad there. And the reputations of bad people, which have done terrible things, are justified. Where are we at in this world right now? What have we come to? What have we decided is okay? What is going on now? So we have to start, we have to really start paying attention in this country. I'm not going to tell you whether to vote, whether not to vote, that's up to your heart. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I'm going to tell you who not to vote for. Don't vote for Donald Trump. Don't do that. Do not do that. I'll tell you that right now, straight away. Don't vote for Donald Trump. Any of those candidates would be a better choice, even the ones with super PACs behind them. I'll even take Hillary over, I called her Hitler, Hillary over Trump, okay? Because Trump is like Hitler. So, but at the end of the day, when you put them on the scale together, they're kind of both scary. Hillary or Trump, they're kind of equally scary, just to be honest with you. Let's just keep it real. They're equally scary. They really are. So as long as Hillary is not in there and as long as Trump is not in there, I don't want to just leave it at Trump. But don't vote for Hillary either. If you vote for Hillary, you're crazy. If you vote for Trump, you're crazy. So if you think either one of them will uphold your constitutional rights and will give a damn about what you think, has ever listened to what you think and made their decisions based off of what you feel and what you think, if you think that those people will do it, I don't know what to tell you. I need to tell you, first thing I guess I need to ask you is just show me some proof. Show me some proof to why you would have these wild assumptions and these wild dreams of thoughts that just aren't even, worth having. It is what it is. These people are bloodsuckers. These people are leeches. These people, that's what they do. They're corrupt. They like to rub shoulders with corruption all the time. It's their game. It's the way they live. It's the way they roll. So, this Democratic debate, winners, losers, Bernie Sanders, clear victory, clear victory. I mean, body blows, uppercuts. And I'm not with any of that beating on women or abusing women, but Bernie might be doing some time after the night. I don't know. We might have to free Bernie Sanders. They're going to lock him up for... They're going to lock him up for abuse tonight. I mean, he really whipped on her something terrible tonight. That was embarrassing for her. Embarrassing. And you see, the mainstream media is getting caught out there red-handed by the Young Turks already before the debate was even over, putting out, oh my God, misleading headlines. So people that are just quick, they read the quick little, the little tickers. They're on their way to work. Oh, okay, that's what happened at the debate. Oh, okay, Bernie was on that BS. Oh, they still don't understand how he's going to fund his stuff. Oh, Hillary did good. Oh, man, she whipped up on Bernie. That's what people will say. They'll read the little tickers real quick and they say, oh, yep, all right, Hillary won. Let me go on to work, handle what I got to handle to provide for my family. Guess I'll keep on voting for Hillary. So that's how the mainstream media tricks you, blinds you, fools you, makes you think that, hey, this person right here is winning and this is who you should give your support to. When really what Bernie Sanders said is, they're looking at me as if I'm a threat. You know what? I am the threat. Damn! What? Feel the burn. Feel the burn. He just told them all, I am the threat. Nobody else is the threat. Bernie Sanders is the threat, and they will not give him the sound bites that man is putting in. He is busting Wall Street's ass. Let's keep it real. So, I have never really, I don't get into endorsing people. I didn't get into endorsing Obama. I thought he had did a couple good things at one point in time, and every time I think that the man is going to do something good, and that's why I'm glad I didn't vote for him. He has just proven himself to be a liar, a hypocrite. He's just a failure, if you will. And him and every other president that's pretty much came before him, they're all in this little Illuminati thing, so they're all working towards this plan. Now, when you got people like Bernie Sanders that obviously is not following the plan, now we're starting to clearly see that Bernie Sanders is truly an outsider. Tonight was a very representative of why he's an outsider. And that declaration he made, I am the threat. That was unreal. You can't get that moment back. For that not to be the headline everywhere, man, people got to be losing their minds. CNN, Fox, shame on you. Shame on you. But we already knew that but shame on you. He's coming after the establishment, okay? And at the end of the day, the funny thing is he's not coming after the media. Listen to this. Let's keep it real. We keep it real here on my channel, okay? Sincere is always going to keep it real with you. He's coming after the establishment. He's coming after the big bears. Bernie Sanders is chopping at the fucking root. Excuse my language. But that's what he's doing. He's chopping at the root. So with him chopping at the root, you would think that the media would say, oh, okay, well, he's not taking a swing at us. Let's go ahead and promote what he's saying, and let's go ahead and put out these very important sound bites that we know the American people will be feeling. We know that the American people want better education. They want the housing market fixed. They want to stop being raped by the big banks. Okay? Instead of them saying, let's go ahead and put these things out, they say, no, stop, hold on. We can't put this out. If we put this out, the game is over. Let's support the person that's not saying these things. Let's support Hillary Clinton. She's not going to say stop the big bankers. She's not going to say they are all corrupt. We need to reform the whole system. She's not going to say those things. And she's not going to stand behind a commitment to do it because she's bought and sold by those same people. And Bernie Sanders keeps pointing it out. Will the mainstream media please get on it? Please do your job. But no, they don't want to do their job, and that's what we're watching. So keep your eyes open. When these debates happen, that's why it's important that you watch the debates for yourself. so that you can gain an opinion. If you read the articles the day after or even the minute after, and in this, if you read the articles that start coming out, you can see that these bastards are lying to you. CNN, Fox, shame on you. Shame on you for trying to steal Bernie Sanders' moment. He literally beat, oh my God, he beat the brakes off of Hillary Clinton tonight, fair and square. He had clear, concise answers. He had proof of what her campaign has done and what her record is. And then he had solutions to fix what she has already messed up. On top of being able to answer for everything that he was questioned for tonight. That is a strong performance. Hillary Clinton reeled. She didn't rebuttal back on a couple things. And she was hurting. She was hurting. One in particular was, when Bernie Sanders offered her to join him in his approach to stop fracking. No rebuttal. No reply. So Hillary Clinton proved to be very weak tonight, very weak, but that's what you do when you've been playing politics too long and the game runs out. The people, the American public is awake. They know what the game is. They know what politics sounds like and what politicians sound like. So a good group of the American people are awake, and we really have to, thank people that have been fighting for liberty all this time. A lot of this is because of the libertarian movement and stuff like that, and stuff that predated even the libertarian movement. Is people who have held the center of the road logic and who don't adhere to I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican. People who like truth instead of BS and rhetoric. Okay? If you're one of those people that calls yourself a Democrat or a Republican, stop. That's embarrassing. Okay? You judge people based off of the fact of what they do, what they provide. It's just like Donald Trump. He is not a Republican. He's a Democrat. He's a 100% stone cold Democrat, and a very liberal one. There's nothing Republican about Donald Trump. The only reason he ran on the Republican ticket is to destroy their party. It's working. Okay, it's working quite well. So people need to understand how these things really pan out and what they're really, seeing in front of their face, because these people are pulling off some pretty, I don't know how to really say it, but some pretty elaborate stunts, if you will. Let me tell you, let me just give you an idea of what this guy Trump is. There's a name to it. There you go. Secular humanism is a comprehensive non-religious life stance incorporating a naturalistic philosophy, a cosmic outlook rooted in science, a consequentialist ethical system. So what you really see here is the fact that, look, Trump is no Bible-thumping Christian. He proved that with his 2 Corinthians, okay? That was very easily proved. But he doesn't mean that he's necessarily a terrible, evil guy. I won't say that about Donald Trump as a person, okay? But I will tell you, he's more of a secular humanist than he is a Christian. Now, why is that important to know? That's important to know being Illuminati Cards. Look it up. Secular humanist, Illuminati Cards. Read it. So when they play these cards, when they play these games, you have to understand that this is a game to them. And right now they're using the secular humanist card. The secular humanist card is to integrate somebody like a Donald Trump within a religious party like the GOP, and to destroy them, to tear them apart from the inside. It's in the Illuminati Cards, secular humanist. Look it up. No, I did not see this on another video. I just study a whole lot of stuff and I see what I see. And I thank God for the things he allows me to see. Okay? So you got a secular humanist running that's really a liberal, Democrat. He's not a GOP, not a part of the GOP party. He's not a Republican. He's running billionaire ticket, as liberal as they come, and he's destroying the Republican Party right now, especially if he loses the nomination. If he loses the nomination, he has created the biggest divide in the Republican Party ever, which will create a very, very heavy Democratic favored side winning. And if that Democratic side wins, right now it looks like they're pushing very strongly for Hillary Clinton on the Democratic side. On the Republican side, they want Trump. You got to remember, the establishment, they want two choices. It doesn't matter. They'll take Clinton, they'll take Trump. Either or, they can control either or, and they get to keep playing their games. The bankers will not be affected by Clinton or Trump. They love Clinton or Trump. Either one, it's fine. Trump will not do anything to the big banks. Nothing. He will do nothing to stop the big banks from their corruption. Nothing at all. There's nothing substantive in his arguments about big banks. Okay? Hillary will do nothing. Bernie is just destroyed her tonight on that. How much money she's made from these big banks. So you got to understand that. That's what we're looking at, guys. We got to stop the bankers. That's who's pulling the purse strings here, taking our money away from us, spending it however they want to, and they're doing it with our consent. We have to withdraw our consent from this rogue government. We have to withdraw our consent and have unity amongst each others. That's why I developed All Rights Matter, and that's why I want you to understand what All Rights Matter is for. It's a bridge for all people that believe in the same common theme: life, love, happiness, freedom. People that all believe in these things, we should all be fighting together. It's a bridge between our divisions: black, white, Hispanic, poor, rich. We're fighting an elite class of people, a super elite class of people that want to divide us, and we can't let it happen anymore. So Bernie Sanders did a great job tonight at calling out the establishment, calling out the big bankers, calling out the corrupt pharmaceutical companies, calling out their contributions and how it's affecting American households and families, saying that he's proud to not accept any of their money, and just, really, really ripping it to the establishment tonight. And Hillary Clinton a part of that, but the establishment and Hillary Clinton. So tonight, the biggest winner is, in my opinion, the American people. Tonight, we win. That was a victory for us. And CNN and Fox, they want to steal that victory from us. They do not want Bernie Sanders' words to get out there like that. You go on the internet and you watch this fool thing yourself. Okay? And watch it yourself. And you'll see that was a win for the American people. This may be the last time we get somebody on the stage to be able to say the things that he's saying right now. Okay? So, like I said, watch out for the elections this year. I'm not going to say what'll happen, but it looks like something could happen at these polls this year because of the tension that's going on. And listen to what this man Bernie Sanders is saying and what they're actually reporting. It is hilarious to watch the huge differences in them scrambling to support Hillary Clinton. They want to shut Bernie Sanders down. They want to do nothing more than shut Bernie Sanders down. Okay? So you need to understand what you're looking at. He told them tonight he is the threat. And after winning Michigan the way he just did, it's looking like, and shutting Hillary Clinton down the way he did in that debate tonight, oh my God. I'm sure she doesn't even want to have another debate after that. That was the worst performance she has ever given. That thing was, that was savage. It was savage. All right, guys, download my app. Donate if you feel like donating. I always love a little bit of help. I do this this full time, bring you the information the best way I can. I bring you the unfiltered version, no kind of bias or spin on it or anything like that. Clear cut, honest, direct. So, if you'd like to donate. I'd really, really appreciate that. But I would, if you don't do that, just at least download the app. You know what I mean? If you download the app, you can find all my articles. You can find my videos that I do here on YouTube, my Twitter, Anon Radio Live, so you can listen to me on my radio show live. But support. I want you to support. I love building up this conversation. I think all my people out there that have been supporting and building the conversation, whether you've been an Oregon supporter, whether you're an anti-Trump supporter or anti-Hillary supporter, but if you love the Constitution and you believe that all rights matter and you believe that we can all do this thing together and we don't have to fight one another and we can still be the world's superpower and still help our neighbors and help our brothers and sisters, maybe not live in a perfect world, but we can do a lot better than what we're doing now, then make sure you subscribe because you're in the right place, you're in good hands, and you're with a good heart. I promise you that. So much love to everybody, and make sure you keep your eyes on God and not the government. You make sure you pay attention to God and not the government, okay? God is the one who's giving you your rights. The government has given you your laws. Do not fall victim to a lawless government who doesn't obey their own laws. All right? You make sure you keep your God-given rights. So with that being said, I'm out, guys. Stay alert, stay alive.